Hey, this is Phoenix Tremaine with my Fantastic Four review. I just left the theater, sitting in the parking lot, and while it's fresh on my brain, I just wanted to knock this out for you because this has been a movie that has been talked about since Michael B. Jordan was actually cast in the film. Um, and people have been hating on this movie and wanting it to be horrible and just like it's just been to the point where things have just gotten so racist, and that's I have to pull a race card because people who have never read the comic book, people who never watched a cartoon, have decided to have an opinion on a movie they know nothing about, other than the fact that Johnny Storm is white in the comic books and he's now black in the movie. And let me address that for a minute. Um, I blame diversity in comic books for the reason why there has to be race swapping in these movies. Bottom line is, there's not a lot of black superheroes, Latino superheroes, Asian superheroes that unless you read independent comic books. But in the mainstream comic books, you got a bunch of token, heroes, most of which don't even have cool powers. And when you want to take a movie like Fantastic Four and bring it to the mainstream, marketing immediately starts looking at diversity. Why? Because it doesn't matter what color we are as long as we bring them green cold hard cash. The only color that matters to Hollywood is green. Okay, when it comes to the bottom line. So they needed a token because in the Fantastic Four universe, there really aren't any black, Asian, or Latino heroes really associated with that comic book franchise, except for Black Panther, who originated in the Fantastic Four, and he's now with the Avengers. Marvel has him, so they couldn't use Black Panther. So the only way for them to get diversity in this movie and not have it Lily White is for them to make one of the characters black. I'm surprised the Thing isn't black. Okay, based on history, but yeah, yeah. So Human Torch is black. Get over it. If you don't like it, then bring more diversity to comic books and don't race swap. But that's a whole nother issue. So I really had no confidence going into this movie because this morning or late last night, the director did a tweet basically apologizing for the movie. This isn't the movie he wanted. So I was like, oh shit. Here I am with my fingers crossed this whole fucking time, and one of the creators of the product is already apologizing. I didn't really give two shits about fucking reviews from critics because, hey, I used to be a critic. I used to write for a newspaper for over a year. I did movie reviews. I saw like 10 movies a week. You know how much that burns you out? It makes you jaded. That is why newspaper writers will find some weird ass shit and think it's the greatest thing ever, is because you see so many damn movies that they all look alike, and the Hollywood machine it's just boring after a while. For Fantastic Four, I've got to say this about the movie, and for I'm on. It wasn't a bad movie. Let me just put that out there. But I think that I was mentally prepared for some dog shit. So being prepared for dog shit and not getting delivered dog shit, maybe dog food, but not dog shit, you know, that the Fantastic Four was not a bad movie. It was a very slow movie. And the reason is, as a comic book fan and someone who's read Fantastic Four comics for 20 years, I already know how they became Fantastic Four. The origin is different. But for the most part, we know they're going to get hit by some sort of energy. They're going to get their powers, and bam, you're off. Fighting Doctor Doom and Mole Man and all those people. So, it wasn't bad. It wasn't great. Now, what made the movie not great, or I mean, it's better than I expected. I'm trying not to say good, because if you go in with low expectations, you're gonna be pleasantly surprised that it wasn't horrible. Okay, so basically, in the Fantastic Four, we'll talk casting. Michael B. Jordan, the Human Torch, really wasn't even in the first like 20 minutes of the movie, or even as Johnny Storm. He came in late, and he really didn't have a huge part. So Michael B. Jordan, in his scenes as an actor, he did what he was supposed to do, and he did a good job. The girl playing Invisible Woman, Invisible Girl. I don't know what they're gonna start with her off with, but she's blah, just like Jessica Alba. She's adequate, but they didn't make her funny. They didn't give her a real personality. The actor playing Reed, they really had no chemistry whatsoever. It was really, really forced. She was okay, I think, with a better script. They gave the actors a little more chance to stretch. They might have came out with something better than what they had. The guy playing the Thing, totally miscast, because even his look, you really wanted a football player, you wanted, a jock, you didn't want somebody who was almost as nerdy as Reed to eventually become the Thing. You really wanted to really mix up the dynamics of, who these different people are. And, Ben Grimm was always a big guy who just got bigger when he became the Thing. And the scene with the mother hitting the brother, who the brother was like beating him up, saying it's clobbering time, that was so fake and phony. The way she was hitting him, it was like play acting. That turned me off right away. And the guy playing Doom, once again, he did a decent job as Victor, but the characters lacked personality, and Victor lacked personality. And I would have really loved for them to really play with that he's from Latveria, or that he's royalty, or something like that. This movie was missing comic book elements that it needed. Fans love watching Avengers and X-Men and getting what they call Easter eggs, little winks and nods to the comic book characters and their history. And I'm sure there was some in there, like they mentioned the Baxter Building and stuff like that, but we want to see Herbie the Robot as like Reed's like first thing he ever created, or we want to, we saw Johnny Storm and Sue Storm and the father, no mention of the mother, or really their relationship and how that all came together with them as a family. I really, since they were doing backstory, they really focused on Reed. The actor playing Reed, I forgot. I didn't like him either. Let me turn on some lights in my car. The actor playing Reed, I didn't like him. I thought he was miscast. They should have recast Reed, the Thing, and Sue. I'm fine with Michael B. Jordan as the Human Torch, but I don't care if the character's black or white. I just want the Fantastic Four. And let me see. The basic plot is it's a really long build up to Reed as a kid, which you see in the trailer and some of the commercials. Starts tinkering with a teleporter who, and this didn't make sense either. 7 years later, he's in a damn science fair with the same science teacher that he had 7 years prior. Really? Okay, so your elementary school science teacher also becomes your high school science teacher? Don't make any sense to me. And I think the movie, and just basically he creates this teleporter, and Doom started, Victor Von Doom. He started the teleporter, and but he couldn't finish it. Reed actually was able to finish it, so they all came together to create one big teleporter. So they never called it the negative zone. They would called it like Earth 2 or something, or I forgot what they called it, but it was another Earth. Um, and so they basically take half the damn movie to get there, or more than half of the movie to get there. Once they get to this alternate world, things go left. Like, I was wondering, why wasn't Sue there? This is one of the problems with the movie, is that you really need to give the fans what they're looking for. They want to see the cosmic blast that causes the four Fantastic Four members to come together. How they come together as the Fantastic Four and get their powers is so iconic that we want to see the thing, in all those moments where they're crawling, trying to get to each other. We want all of that. That is something that I would have loved to have seen. The part with the military, I've heard some people complain about that they start working for the military, but to me that was realistic. If you wake up with superpowers and you're Superman or something like that, if you're considered a weapon of mass destruction, if you do not cooperate with the government, you are now considered a terrorist in the real world. So I did understand the military getting involved in making them weapons and things like that. I didn't understand Reed escaping and hiding out for a year until he's captured. None of that made sense to me. That seemed like a storyline that they started and dropped. There was a scene in the trailer with the Thing at night where he was dropped into a military that was in the trailer that never actually made it to the final film that I was waiting for. And what the bad movie? It's not a movie you need to see in theaters. It's something that I would recommend you watch on video, where you can sit there at home and relax and not have to pay $20 for nachos and drinks and shit and stale popcorn and have to worry about lines and being around people. This is something that I wouldn't even say download it, because the movie has been dogged so badly. I would hate for people to actually download it, like it, and then it not count. So the first Fantastic Four, two Fantastic Four movies sucked anyway. So I actually believe, in my opinion, that this movie is better than the other two. Okay, that's telling you something. What this movie lacked, and what would have saved this movie, is action. From beginning to end, action. We wanted to see the Fantastic Four. They become the Fantastic Four in the middle of the movie, but they don't actually use their powers against Doom until the very end. And honestly, when I was sitting in the theater, I was thinking to myself, oh shit, the movie done just turned up. Doom killing everybody. Everybody's heads exploding and shit. Doom's a telekinetic in the movie. So I'm like, this is what I wanted to see. I want to see Human Torch throwing fireballs at him and things saying it's clobbering time. And then that's what I wanted. That's what this movie was missing. I really wish that they just spent the first 20 minutes of the movie of them, becoming the Fantastic Four, and then having a couple of battles with them. There's no like pre-battle shit in this movie, so that is what it's missing. When you watch the Avengers, they start off fighting, okay, and I'm a fanboy, but I don't love comic book movies just to fucking love them. I did not, and I'm gonna go on record as saying this, did not like X-Men. Okay, but that was at a time where we didn't have any options as comic book guys. So I would keep my mouth shut and bite my tongue when it came to the X-Men movie, because there were so many things wrong with it that I wanted to punch the screen. But it was the best thing we had at the time. But now with Marvel knocking shit out the park, it looked like Batman v Superman is going to be knocking shit out the park. Spider-Man is hit or miss, but there's more hits in Spider-Man than misses. And so we have options now. So I can bitch about, I did not like the first X-Men. Didn't like the second one. Why the fuck did Jean Grey, in that fucking tidal wave and she's cutting people's powers off that can help her? Bitch! My fucking favorite character. Well, Storm's my favorite. Jean's second. And then we got some Dazzler and some other bitches after her. But X-Men sucked. 1, 2, and 3. And I didn't even like fucking First Class because I hate the fact that they keep going back to the fucking 60s and 70s and 80s and shit. So, and my favorite character, Storm's fucked up in every goddamn movie. So I can't even like the movie just for fucking Storm. And I like Wolverine, but I don't like this fucking Wolverine is Amazing fucking Friends, who's like one person per movie, Jubilee or Mystique. So I say all that to say that Fantastic Four is better than a lot of shit I've seen, but if this was a prequel setting you up for the next movie, like I feel like Fantastic Four 2 could be off the chain now that we got past the origin shit. But this movie's been dogged so bad, I don't know if we'll get in a Fantastic Four 2. The only way we'll get Fantastic Four 2 is if they do that Fantastic Four X-Men crossover that they've been talking about, which I read somewhere where that may not even happen now. But that could save the franchise. If you show the Fantastic Four as the Fantastic Four using their powers in conjunction with a movie like X-Men, then a Fantastic Four 2 with maybe some X-Men crossing over or something, like fucking Captain America Civil War, that shit's Avengers. It's got like 20 fucking Avengers in the movie. It's like they threw everything in the kitchen sink in that movie because Batman v Superman is coming out a couple of months before Captain America. So they're making Captain America, Civil War is basically Avengers 3. That's what it is. So we have all that to look forward to in about 6 months. So in about 6 months, we're going to end up seeing Batman v Superman. But I feel like Fantastic Four never had a chance the moment they casted Michael B. Jordan in the role, because there's so much tension due to Obama that a lot of races, especially when he got his second term, has been just boiling and boiling and boiling. And America is just like crazy right now with the police. I mean, we've always had problems in those situations, but now with video cameras, I mean, it's creating so much tension. And then races are jumping on every fucking thing. So yes, like the kid Flash, Wally West, is black, and I say, oh shit, here we go. But he's black in a comic book. Iris West is black in a TV show. She can't suddenly have a white brother. So, okay, he's a West, which means he's black. So, but it makes sense in the context of the movie. I mean, the TV show. So if you don't want race swapping in your shows, then, demand more diversity in your comics. And you will have diversity in your movies without race swapping characters. So don't get mad. Let these motherfuckers know that you want natural diversity in the source material so that Human Torch can be white. Wally West can be white. Iris West can be white. Not say, oh shit, we're doing a Flash TV show and we don't have any black supporting characters or Latino supporting characters or Asian supporting characters or gay supporting characters. So we gotta fix this. So, and that's it. I think I've made my point. This is my Fantastic Four review. I believe this is something that should be seen on video. If you're ready for a movie that's a little slow and you don't go in with low ass fucking expectations, and the fight at the end is good. I mean, actually, I liked the movie the moment Doom started being Doom. And that's why I said if we got Doom being Doom a half hour ago, we'd have a hit movie on our hands. But instead, I have to say, I wanted this movie to be such a winner because of Michael B. Jordan. And just to say, hey, in your face, but the movie has so many other problems. The lack of action, the miscasting, not Michael B., but the miscasting, the script not really bringing the characters to life, not having enough comic book references in the source material. I would have loved to have seen a Nihilus or some creatures that would hint at a Nihilus or somebody's coming, a negative zone, blast star, somebody. Maybe one of them motherfuckers could have accidentally, came along, and then the Fantastic Four would have to come together to fight off Blast Star, and then once they throw his ass back in the negative zone, Doom escapes, and then they've got to fight Doom. That would have been a much better movie. See, I'm a writer. I didn't fix the movie just like that. So that's it. Fantastic Four. If you want to see in the theaters, like I said, just go in knowing that there is no action until that last 20 minutes of the hour and a half film. So you've got an hour and 10 minutes of talking before people start getting killed and shit starts happening. So if you're okay with a slow build up, then you're going to be okay with Fantastic Four. If you want your superhero movies packed with action, wait for the video. So that's it. I wish I could have given it a better review, but that's the best I could do under the circumstances. And I will I'm gonna get my ass and get my workout on now. Shit. I gotta get this body right. I am currently doing a video series for basically I lost 46 pounds in 4 months, a few years back, when I started my personal training business. And due to the death of my mother and an accident and a bunch of shit I gained some of the weight back. And now I'm doing a video series where I'm videotaping myself every single day, and showing people how I lost the weight. This is where I'm now going into month 2, and I've already lost over 10 pounds, and now the scale I lost 2 more pounds today. So by the end of the month, I should have at least a 20-pound weight loss, then a 30-pound weight loss, and then a 40-pound weight loss. And this program is going to be 6 months long because it ends in October. I said, well, shit, November and December, like the holiday months, the worst months for people who are trying to be on a diet and get their fitness on, because they always wait till New Year's resolutions. I said, let me extend to 6 months, and that way, come New Year's resolution time, which is technically January 2nd, because everybody's got a hangover on January 1st, except for me, as I don't drink. On January 2nd, my phone is ringing off the hook. People on Facebook are sending me messages, I need help, and things like that. So then my personal training business just skyrockets at the first of the year, like all the other gyms. And so I'm gonna have this video series ready for you if you need health and fitness and stuff like that in your life. And I'm gonna show you exactly how I did it day to day. So I'm recording myself every day, showing you how I'm losing the weight and getting my health and fitness back on. And that is my plug, for my personal training business. Or you can become a client and do it with me. Okay, so that come January we'll both be fit. So that's it for now. I think I'll leave you at the moment, and if you want, you can go to my website, webseriesandmovies.com, where it'll show you some of my web series. I have some independent films I did that I'm gonna put on there. I'm going to be spotlighting other people. Also, I put the latest entertainment news. Empire's new trailer for season 2 just came out. All of the interesting entertainment news that comes out, I try to make sure my audience knows it. So I wanted to be a one-stop stop for entertainment. It's not just web series and movies. I've integrated health and fitness to it. There's some great recipes on there. And pretty soon my show, Everyday Fitness for Everyday People, will be on there. So I've got a lot going on. And thank you for listening to me. Please like, share, comment. I'll have all my links for you. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, Tumblr, so that you can reach me. Or you can just watch my videos. And I train in Baltimore, Maryland. So yeah, that place had all the riots and shit. But I have a nice place in a nice area. So that's it. I'll put something on at the end of this so you can see what it is that I do. And I hope you enjoy your day and give you some reasons to either see Fantastic Four or to wait to see Fantastic Four or to just hopefully you enjoyed me rambling. But I just did my review of Hollywood Divas, Braxton Family Values. I'm going to do one for the game series finale. And, and I do the have and have nots also. So if you've been following my movie reviews, I did Ant-Man. But nobody's checking out that review. But I'm happy that my first have and have nots review is close to 10,000 views. Woohoo! And my older review of the game, which is, when I was last year when I was doing reviews, is up to like 22,000 views. And my Janet Jackson review for her video No Sleep is almost up to 600 views. So this is something that I'm doing now. Woohoo! And you get to know more about me, especially my damn Braxton Family Values review. I told some personal shit about my life and shit. I went deep on that motherfucker. But thank you for listening. Talk to you soon.
All right, so my partner wants to. If I want to have freaky sex and my partner does not.
The other way around. What if your partner wants to have freaky sex and you don't?
Now, if my partner wanted to have freaky sex and I didn't, that wouldn't be the case. So I can't really like work on that. So let's switch it around. If I wanted to have freaky sex and she didn't.
If she wanted to tie you up and spank you, would you be okay
See
with that?
now.
We're talking freaky sex.
I wouldn't. No, yeah, I'm not getting tied up.
See?
Why not?
There you go.
Why not?
There you go.
Well, it would take.
So what if she said, because that's the question, what if she wants to have freaky sex with you and you don't? So what if she wants to use a strap-on on you?
Come on, you taking it.
No, I have a friend who's a dominatrix and she said there's only 2 men that said no to a strap-on.